Greetings, fellow seekers. Today we descend into the foulest depths of the world where filth festers and the forgotten lurks. It is here among the refuse and rot that we find a creature as alien as it is grotesque, the Otyugh. To some it is nothing more than a mindless scavenger, a horror of gnashing teeth and writhing tentacles. But to those who understand its true nature, the Otyugh is something far more insidious, a lurking presence that thrives where others dare not tread. Join us as we delve into the origins, nature and strange intelligence of the Otyugh, uncovering the truth behind this filth-born aberration. The origins of the Otyugh are lost to time, buried beneath centuries of filth and forgotten refuse. No ancient text records their first appearance, nor do sages trouble themselves with creatures so thoroughly steeped in rot. What is known is that Otyughs have existed for as long as civilization itself, lurking beneath the streets of great cities, feeding on what others discard. Some scholars theorize that Otyughs are the natural result of life adapting to decay, a species that emerged to consume filth, much like carrion feeders in the wild. Others speculate that they were created not by aberrant forces, but by some forgotten magical accident, an experiment left to thrive in the shadows. Yet, unlike creatures of the far realm, Otyughs are not beings of madness. They are creatures of necessity. Their purpose is simple: to devour waste and endure. Regardless of their genesis, Otyughs thrive wherever decay accumulates. They nest in the rancid depths of ancient sewers, fester beneath the slums of grand cities, and lurk in the refuse pits of the Underdark, where waste is as plentiful as the unwary. They do not construct lairs, but infest places already thick with filth, waiting for carrion, waste, or the misstep of an unlucky traveller. Despite their monstrous forms, Otyughs are not mere beasts. They possess a strange, alien intelligence and can communicate through a crude form of telepathy. Though they lack complex speech, they can send simple images and concepts to creatures within their reach, projecting thoughts of hunger, curiosity, or even an eerie sense of recognition to those who intrude upon their domain. At first glance, an Otyugh appears as an aberration of nature, a grotesque fusion of hardened flesh, writhing appendages, and insatiable hunger. Its body is an oval-shaped mass, measuring approximately 8 feet in diameter and standing 7 feet tall when fully upright. Its flesh is thick, rubbery and wart-ridden, naturally resilient against wounds, disease and decay. Their hide varies in coloration, most commonly dull brown or greyish-green, mottled with darker patches to blend into their squalid surroundings. Supported by 3 thick clawed legs, an Otyugh moves with a slow but deliberate gait, its broad feet well adapted to navigating through refuse-strewn terrain. Its most unsettling feature is its massive gaping maw, lined with jagged, irregular teeth capable of grinding through bone and sinew with mechanical efficiency. The creature's digestive system is highly robust, allowing it to consume nearly any organic matter from carrion to rotting vegetation. Emerging from its torso are 3 long, muscular appendages, each between 6 and 8 feet in length. 2 of these end in broad, leaf-shaped pads, covered in rough ridges that provide a firm grip for grabbing prey or scavenging. The 3rd appendage, raised above its body, houses the Otyugh's crude yet perceptive sensory organs, including 3 bulbous eyes mounted along its tip. These grant it a wide field of vision, allowing it to detect movement and light with remarkable efficiency, even in dimly lit environments such as sewers or subterranean tunnels. Beyond its physical attributes, the Otyugh exhibits an unnerving form of telepathic communication, capable of transmitting basic images, emotions, and primitive thoughts to creatures within 120 feet. Though it lacks true linguistic ability, those who encounter Otyughs describe a deeply unsettling awareness. An alien mind capable of recognizing individuals, assessing threats, and even engaging in crude negotiations. Many survivors report sensations of gnawing hunger, territorial aggression, or eerie familiarity, as if the Otyugh were not merely reacting to their presence, but actively studying them. This combination of resilience, prehensile dexterity, and psychic perception makes the Otyugh a formidable scavenger in the filth-ridden depths of the world. Though it thrives in waste and decay, its mind remains active, lurking beneath the refuse with a hunger that never truly abates. Unlike many other creatures, the Otyugh does not hunt for sport, nor does it seek to dominate others. Instead, it lurks in filth, feeding upon whatever waste the world discards. Rotting meat, decayed plants, and even the remains of its own kind, all are acceptable meals. Though it greatly prefers carrion and refuse, an Otyugh will attack living prey if food is scarce or if it feels threatened. Otyughs are territorial creatures, preferring to remain undisturbed in their lairs. However, should an adventurer stumble upon one, they may find themselves in immediate danger. Some Otyughs strike without hesitation, seeking to drag intruders into their waiting maws. Others, especially those that have interacted with humanoids before, may pause, assessing whether a creature can be manipulated into providing food instead. While their intelligence is limited, their telepathic awareness allows them to recognize familiar individuals and assess potential threats. Despite their monstrous appearance, Otyughs serve a crucial role in the places they inhabit. They break down waste, preventing disease and ensuring that even in the deepest rot, life persists. In some cities, their presence is an open secret, used as living disposal pits for corpses, failed experiments, and secrets best left to decay. Though they are never truly tamed, some Otyughs recognize and tolerate those who feed them, allowing certain individuals to pass through their domain unscathed. An encounter with an Otyugh is rarely straightforward. While some attack immediately, lashing out at anything that disturbs them, others watch and wait, gauging whether a creature is worth fighting or feeding. Though far from intelligent, they are not mindless, and some assess threats before deciding to strike. In battle, an Otyugh relies on its powerful tentacles to lash out at foes, grappling them and dragging them toward its crushing maw. These appendages do not impale, but instead ensnare and constrict with incredible strength. The true danger, however, lies in its bite. Otyughs are infamous carriers of filth fever, a disease inflicted through their gnashing jaws. Those who succumb to its effects suffer from burning fever, weakness, and slow deterioration, making them easy prey for scavengers. Though their bodies are coated in filth, mere contact does not spread disease. Only their plague-ridden bite bears this affliction. For adventurers forced to fight an Otyugh, caution is key. Engaging in close combat is a dangerous gamble, as its tentacles can overwhelm even the most seasoned warriors. Fire and magic can deter them, though they do not have inherent weaknesses to either. And even if an Otyugh is slain, its lair remains a cesspool of disease, where decay lingers long after the beast has fallen. However, not all Otyugh encounters must end in bloodshed. Those who approach with offerings of filth, carrion, or rotted food may find the creature willing to allow safe passage for now. But one must always be wary, for an Otyugh's mind is alien, its patience finite, and its hunger eternal. The archives of the Seekers Society contain many unsettling tales of Otyughs lurking beneath cities and ruins, their presence known only to those who make use of their foul appetites or fall victim to them. One of the most infamous legends speaks of the Sewer King, a once small Otyugh that lived beneath the streets of a thriving empire. It was not hunger that shaped it into something terrible, but the greed of those who used it. Crime lords, assassins, and corrupt officials fed it their enemies, ensuring that no trace of their misdeeds remained. Over decades, it grew fat on treachery, learning to distinguish faces, scents, and even spoken names. Some claim that toward the empire's final days, it no longer waited for food to be delivered. It began to demand it. Those who refused found themselves dragged screaming into the sewers, never to be seen again. Whether it was slain when the empire fell or simply moved on to another city remains a mystery. A more unusual tale tells of a forgotten monastery where monks revered balance in all things, even decay. Deep in the caverns below their temple, they discovered an ancient Otyugh, so old that its skin had turned ashen grey, its eyes milky and blind. Rather than destroy the creature, they entered into a pact, treating it as a sacred purifier, feeding it waste, offering it rotted food, and even casting their dead into its maw. For centuries, the creature remained docile, a living part of the monastery's cycle of life and death. But something changed. Some say it began whispering in the monks' minds, planting visions of hunger, rot and eternity. Others claim it demanded a greater sacrifice. Whatever the truth, the monastery now lies in ruin, its teachings forgotten. The Otyugh, however, may still be down there, waiting for those who would restore the old ways. The most chilling tale speaks of the forgotten pit, a sinkhole deep in the Underdark, said to be a bottomless grave for those who fall in. Many have seen Otyughs dragging bodies to the edge, tossing them into the darkness as if offering tribute to something below. Some claim it is simply an endless feeding pit, a place where Otyughs gather to gorge themselves in secret. But others whisper of something far worse, that no Otyugh would dare eat what lies at the bottom. Travelers who camp near the pit report hearing wet, slithering movements, as though something enormous shifts in the unseen depths. The most disturbing accounts tell of voices rising from the darkness, hollow and distant, speaking the names of those who listen. No one who has entered the forgotten pit has ever returned. But it is said that sometimes, if you stand at the edge, you will hear them calling for you by name. The Otyugh is a creature of filth and survival, a living scavenger lurking beneath the streets and ruins of civilization. Though grotesque, it serves a purpose, feasting on decay and ensuring that even the most wretched refuse does not go to waste. Yet, beneath its monstrous form lies a mind. It is something alien, something watching, something waiting. And thus, we conclude this entry into the archives of the Seekers Society. If you've enjoyed this brief introduction to the Otyugh, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Have you encountered an Otyugh in your journeys? Whether as a lurking terror or an uneasy ally, share your stories in the comments below. And if there is another creature you would like us to uncover next, please let us know. Until next time, Seekers, tread carefully, for in the places where the world forgets its dead, the Otyugh never stops hungering.